whether you're in high school or you're just interested in going to college, the first thing you have to know is actually how it works. Colleges are different from high schools and how they're structured. In this video, I'm going to be covering everything you need to know about getting started at your college, specifically how long a semester is and what a semester consists of. Okay, so first thing, how long is a semester? A semester is 16 weeks long. It is roughly about 80 days, weekdays, but you don't go to school every single day. Most classes at community college or universities are 3 days a week. So there's 16 weeks and it spans from early August to December. My community college started August 24th, it's gonna end in December 14th. Enrollment starts usually in May or April, and it can span all the way until the first day of classes. But it is always advised that you sign up early, because the good teachers will get taken fast, and if they get taken, that sucks for you. You might have to wait list. Check out Where My Professor, they have all the reviews about teachers. But anyways, early enrollment for semester starts in in May or April, and then it can span until the first day of class, which it will be in August, and the semester will go from August to December. And then there's going to be a month break, and the first semester is over. And there's going to be a month break for winter break, which will be a month long. That'll be in January, and then students will return late January, and then that January it will be called the spring semester, and that will span from January to May, so roughly 4 months. So we have the first semester, which is the fall semester, August to December, second January to May. All right, so now you know how long a semester is and when the enrollments are. But how does it work? How does credit hours work? So classes are split into credit hours. A class can be 1 credit hour, 2 credit hour, 3 credit hour, 4 or 5. The higher credit hour it is, usually the harder it is. Classes like science classes, labs, will usually be 5 credit hours. And what 5 credit hours means is that class meets for 5 hours, how many hours the class is for a week. So if a class is 3 credit hours, then it meets for 3 hours in a week. And there's no specific way a class has to meet. So for example, if a class is 3 credit hours long, it can meet one day for 3 hours, or it can meet for 3 days for 1 hour. So it can go Monday for 1 hour, Wednesday for another hour, Friday for another hour. Or it can just do one day straight 3 hours. And that will be your option. When you sign up, you'll see that option. But usually if it's 4 or 5 credit hours, it's usually the harder classes. The average class is 3 credit hours. And they span from Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or like I said, 1 day a week. So that's how credit hours work. Now, how many credit hours a person takes in a semester does not define how hard it is. Don't think just because a person is taking more, it doesn't technically mean they have it harder. It depends on what specific class they're in. So a person who's taking 12 credit hours could be taking college physics, which is 5, and then another 5 credit hour class, 10, and then maybe they're taking 2. And each 5 credit hour class usually takes about 15 hours extra outside of class to study, because classes in college are hard. If they're hard, they're hard. So that's how it works. That's how the credit system works. Now, the good thing about the enrollment is, sometimes you want to drop out. And if you do want to drop out, most colleges will have dropout options. But you have to do it quick. Usually the first week is when you can drop out without any with full refund. But if you wait longer, you might not get your money back. And if you do drop out, it might have a W on your transcript, which will stay, which won't be good. So make sure if you're thinking about dropping a class, make sure you know the deadlines. So always before the semester starts, go to whatever college you go to, search up the deadline. It won't take a long time to search up college calendar for the year. They'll have it. Make sure that you have it in your calendar, because once that day is gone, that's too bad. So make sure you know what you're doing. Second, full time. What is considered full time? This is important because lots of scholarships, FAFSA, require you to be full time. 12 credit hours is full time. That's the minimum you can take to be considered full time. Anything above is just considered full time. And 18 is usually the maximum, but that doesn't mean you can't take more than 18 credit hours. I've seen some students that take 20, 19. If you do want to be considered full-time, it's 12 credit hours at least. And you do want to be considered full-time at least because of the scholarships opportunities that 12 credit hours provide. But if you don't need scholarships, then just don't worry about it. Now I told you a semester goes from May to December, and then there's a 1 month break. What if you don't want a break? Perfect. There are winter classes. They are 1 month long. So if you have nothing to do in the winter, or you just really like school, you can take a 1 month class. A lot of people use the winter time or summertime to cut back on the classes that doesn't really interest them but is required. And that might interest you. So think about that. If you are planning on winter time, colleges offer winter classes and summer classes, and everyone has required classes they're not really interested in taking. And if that's you, that might be something you might consider. But that's really how a full semester works. One last thing, a semester is usually half a year long. And I used to always think when someone says I went to this college for 2 semesters, I would think for 2 years. No, 2 semesters equal a full year. 1 semester in the fall, 1 semester in the spring, and that equals a full year. 1 semester is half a year, and in college, you don't have to start in the fall semester. I've seen some students start in the spring. I've seen some start in the fall. And usually college classes will usually have, the average will have 4 tests. 1 test for each month. September, October, November, and December. You will have a final on December. That's how it usually spans. And I really do recommend anyone who is interested in going to college, now that you know, get a planner, because it's not like high school or anything. If you miss those deadlines, sorry for you. And I've had chances like that. In fact, I just submitted an assignment late, and I was like, hey, can I have some points? And she said, heck no. So some of them are really not too pleasant. So make sure you get a calendar, have the important dates, check out the calendar, write it down, take advantage of the resources you have, prepare, and you'll do fine.